I'm from a family of 12 children. There's 8 younger than me, and I have a brother and 2 brothers and a sister older. We had absolutely nothing. My father worked the fields. What we ate was what we grew. Our money crop was tobacco at that time, and Daddy made like $2,000 a year on the tobacco. That had to pay for any kind of medical bills, any other kind of bills. That was the only money that we had. So you can well imagine how hard that was. Watch the kids playing with June bugs on a string and chase the glowing fireflies when evening shadows fall. As a baby sigh. We were what people call hillbillies, hicks, which we can call each other that, and that's fine. But we don't like people to call us that, meaning, that we're dumb hillbillies, because some of the smartest people I know never went to school a day in their life, just like my dad. My dad never's been to school, can't read or write his own name nor none of ours. But my daddy worked like a dog, and he was so smart because he had good common horse sense. But that was just the way we lived, and it's not a sad luck story. I don't write these songs to make somebody feel sorry for me. I don't talk about this for sympathy. This is who I am.
Your background fascinates everybody who ever interviews you, and you often paint 2 pictures of it, as far as I read your song. One is how idyllic it was. One is the My Tennessee Mountain Home, which is a lovely song. And another is of a very rough place. I think one of the songs that I think is very strong on this is the Blue Valley Songbird.
There was no peace in the valley. Her daddy, a cruel, ruthless man, used and abused her mind and her body. So her mama said, run while you can. And she sings like a bird and she cries like a baby whenever she turns off the lights. She's a whole lot lonesome and a little bit crazy from memories and miseries and dreams gone awry.
She comes from background very similar to yours, but she's abused by her father. Did your childhood consist of both these sorts of backgrounds, or did you live one and observe the other? Which was yours?
Well, in my life, I write about things that I've lived personally, or people that I have loved, cared about, and have seen other people live in and around me. My parents were never abusive. In fact, we didn't get our ass busted near as much as we should have. My father, when he did whip us, he whipped us a little too hard, but it wasn't like dangerous kind of abuse. But Mother, she would just, swat and smack and get out of here.
It was hard times back here. I was 16 years old, had one baby already, and pregnant with another baby, and he had to go off to work on Sunday evening, come back on Friday. I was here with the whippoorwills and the kids.
But my own life, Blue Valley Songbird, as far as me relating to the traveling on the road, it really was, what was different about that was there was no abuse with my father, and I didn't leave home at 15. I graduated from high school, left at 18 at the normal age, because I didn't want to leave till I was, of the age to go. But I did travel around in my early days in a car, like the song says, with instruments tied to the top and the back.
What sort of music were you exposed to as a child? Because you grew up in the rock and roll era, when America was, through rock, was actually completely changing a generation, and the world was electrified by rock and roll in us, and you went for country music. So what was going on?
There wasn't much going on but country music when we weren't allowed to listen to the rock and roll because that was against our religion too. My grandpa being that holy roller preacher that I was talking about, that was the devil.
Elvis Presley was...
that was Satan. Oh, well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? I'm acting like a man who was a tree. My friends say I'm acting wild as a buck. I'm in love. I'm gonna partial cut. That was Satan, pure and simple, with a bouffant hairdo, absolutely. And so was I. You know, when I started wearing the makeup and bleaching my hair, my grandpa thought I was going straight to hell. Jezebel, he called me. The devil made you wear that hair. I said, no, sir, Grandpa. I went and bought this bleach myself. I did this all myself, and the devil had nothing to do with it. When I was a kid, this was my idea of glamour. What I thought was glamour was what was considered the trash in our hometown, the girls that were the trollops and the probably prostitutes. And so I've just always wanted to dress as outrageous as I feel like my personality is very outgoing.
Is it very important for you to be so perfectly turned out all the time?
Well, there's no way on earth that I would walk out the door in a public place without having my makeup on, having my hair done, and looking the way that people expect to see Dolly Parton if they see me. But I won't get out in public unless somebody's dying and I got to run them to the hospital, and they'd have to be awful sick for me to do that. They'd have to really be on their last legs. Why'd you come in here looking like that in your cowboy?
But maintaining this glamorous image hasn't always been easy for Dolly Parton.
I've lost about 50 pounds. It took me about 3.5 years to get the weight down. And I didn't really have a serious weight problem until I was about 30. But I was really at a bad place in my life.
You've also denied that you were close to suicide. Did it ever get that bad, your private life?
When those stories were circulating, they were justified because I was really in a bad place for quite a while. And I had gained a lot of weight, but I certainly wasn't suicidal because of that. I had a lot of female problems, and I had to have surgery, and I knew then that I was never going to be able to have children, and that was really a hard thing for me because I had tried ever since I've been married. I've been with my husband 23 years, and we couldn't have kids. So out of that came many stories that I was suicidal and I had tried to kill myself and all that. But I certainly was at a place to where I was down there wading through that muddy water and understood how that can happen.
Quite early on you married Carl Dean, who's notably secretive. I mean, he keeps well out of the limelight, and does he play a big part in your life still?
Oh, he's a big part of my life, absolutely. He's not a big part of my career other than he believes in me, he has faith in me, but he doesn't want to be in the limelight. He didn't want to be a big part of all that, but he was just as happy when I was gone as he was when I was there because he's as independent as I am. We met the day I moved to Nashville in 1964 at the Wishy Washy Laundromat. We've been married now for 32 years. Shine